What's up? This is Rap Pitch. So Krayzie Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony is on life support. And so a lot of people are sending prayers in because at the moment it's not looking real good right now, but they're working on them, trying to make them back good again. So Bizzy Bone has responded and everything. We're going to get into all that in this video. So basically, Krayzie Bone has been suffering from a rare condition for some years now. And basically, it's an inflammatory disease where his immune system can overreact at times and cause issues. So they're saying that basically there's an artery that's leaking blood into his lungs. So Krayzie Bone has been coughing up some blood. Well, not some blood, really, they're saying a large amount of blood, and it really doesn't sound good at all. So there's bleeding in his lungs, and as of right now, they're saying it hasn't even stopped. So this is not looking real good for him. They said he's on life support. I'm not sure if he's in an induced coma or not, but sometimes when people get in that situation, they might put him in an induced coma. But as of right now, we'll have to see how everything turns out. Bone Thugs and Harmony is a legendary group. Look, Bizzy Bone has responded and reacted to the situation with a simple statement where he says, "Pray for Cray." And so Krayzie Bone is going through it right now. We'll have to see how this all turns out. Hopefully he can pull out of the situation. We already lost another group, another legendary group, which was Migos. And Migos and Bone Thugs were kind of going at it at one time. And, at that time, both groups had all their members. So we got to appreciate these moments when these groups are together because they're very rare these days. We don't see a lot of groups very often, especially that make it to this legendary status as Bone Thugs and Migos. So look, basically, we got to see what's going to happen with this situation. So I'll keep you posted as more information comes available. I'm gonna be honest, Bone Thugs is one of the best groups out there. I mean, Migos too. I really don't know which group is better because they're kind of different. But if you were to compare them, which one would you say was better? I mean, Bone Thugs has some crazy albums. They had some real good albums. They even tried to go solo. Some of the artists like Bizzy Bone, he did pretty good on his solo albums. He was pretty successful actually. Krayzie Bone, he made a lot of attempts to go solo. He did okay, especially when he first went solo with his first solo project, which was a double disc called Thug Mentality. And so, as a group, that group is just incredible. It's kind of crazy how they all came together and they all got that same sound. When they rap it real fast with that harmony, it's like it's one of a kind. I mean, you got to really appreciate this stuff, because these groups are incredible that came out like Bone Thugs and Migos. I mean, Krayzie Bone is like one of the most important members of the group, really, right up there with Bizzy Bone, basically. I think Bizzy and Krayzie are probably the top members of the group. It's hard to see Bone Thugs without Krayzie Bone. Like, that's a very important member. Bone Thugs came into the game through Easy E. Their first album was Creeping on the Come Up, but they had a underground project before that. And so that's what got them on. Faces of Death. But I don't say that word. So anyways, basically after that, Easy E signed them and they came up with Creeping on the Come Up. It was like an EP. I think it was like 8 songs or something. Then soon after that, I think within the same year, it was like within 9 months or something, they came out with their real album, which was East 99 Eternal, which is a classic album. Everybody should go check that out if you haven't already, because that's definitely a classic. But then they came out with a bunch of albums after that. They never really quite reached the same level of success as they had with those first 2 projects, but they still maintained legendary status just by the work that they've done. Most people want to hear, from their first 2 albums, really, when they go on tour. Those are the first 2 projects people want to hear. They want to hear mostly that stuff. Some people like don't even really want to hear too much of their new stuff. They really want to hear their first two albums, East 99 and Creeping on the Come Up. Those are people's favorite albums. But then they did some work with Tupac on some later projects, and they did work with Biggie. So they had a lot of good appearances after that, where that kept them, keeping that status that they reached. And so prayers up to Krayzie Bone. We'll have to see what comes of this. I mean, that's gonna be some very devastating news. If let's just think good. Let's try to keep our minds like that everything's gonna be good. I think he probably needs that energy. Like we gotta have this better outlook where we can project better energy towards the situation to see if that might help keep him going, and maybe he can recover from this. And because this isn't the first time he's gone through something like this. I believe he was hospitalized before and he recovered. So let's see what comes of this. I'll keep you posted. Make sure you like and subscribe and all that. Click that notification bell. Check the description box for much more. I'm out of here. This Rap Is.